Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you're having good luck with your gardening and all of your projects. And without further ado, let's get to today's project. It's a powerful one. Now, let's see if we can get a good vantage point so you can see what I'm talking about. I've completed the second solar array. It's facing west, so it'll help us in the evening as the sun is starting to set. We'll still get some power. So we've got 21 of these glass solar panels, these free solar panels, all mounted on the roof, and we have 21 in series. Later on we may change that. I might do 7 each row in series. There's 7 in each row, so 7S 3P, so 7 in series and 3 in parallel. We may do that later, but so far things are working all right. I had an issue with this panel right here when I was plugging in the wires. Something happened on the back side of it. So these panels are 2 pieces of tempered glass sandwiched together, and if you look right there, it's kind of curved up. That's because the back piece of glass had shattered. Now it's still attached, and the top piece did not break, so the solar cells themselves are not damaged. So we're still getting a normal output on that. But that's something I did. I messed that up. I don't know if you can even see that or not. The bottom half is cracked. Alright, let's go look at the inverter. Now we got it. The sun finally came out for like a little bit. The clouds are creeping back in again. Let's see what kind of juice we're getting in here. So we got 8,638 watts or so coming in. We got 5,600 going to the batteries. We're at 82% charge. Output is 2776. So that would be an air conditioner and a freeze dryer. And today's total input, 28.9 kilowatt hours. And looks like 18.6 of that went to the batteries. And we used 37.9. Yeah, that's not right. Maybe it is. We're using more than we're getting, or we were. And we added a vent to the top of the inverter. I used painter's tape to attach it to the inverter so that we wouldn't have a sticky mess if I wanted to take it off later. And we got pieces of tin up here taped together with ducting tape, aluminum duct tape, so we can exhaust the heat out of there. There's the vent. There's our opening on top. We put tape around that whole thing so there's no sharp edges. So it's actually not hot blowing out. So I think the reason the fans are on right now is because the sun just came out of the clouds and it's pumping a bunch of energy into the batteries right now. So I think some of that energy is being turned into heat and then exhausted out. So now when we have the air conditioner on in here and we have this compartment cooled, the cold air will come up through the back of the inverter. Back here, you can see that or not, there's the intake vents. Those blow through the back of it where all the heat sinks are. Since this is a outdoor rated unit, the cooling vent in the back is isolated and waterproof in between the circuit board and the radiators. And what else did we do? Oh yeah, we upgraded the ring terminals on all the batteries. So we've got heavier gauge ones here. I'll grab some out so you can see the difference between the two. Set some of those down here on my fan. I'll show you the original ones that I used, and I'll show you why I had to replace them. Just bear with me a second. Okay, so here's the original ones. They're very thin. And what happens is when you take these on and off, after you tighten them down several times, they start to flatten and sandwich and spread out. So you get a less surface area to bite on the terminal and the nut on top. So we've replaced it with these guys. It's a much wider and thicker piece of steel, so it has a larger surface area to get our better conductivity on our bus bars. So we went ahead and did that to all the battery banks. So our top one, our middle one, our bottom one, and the same thing over here. Our top one, our middle one, our bottom one. Alright, so I'm letting some friends use the bottom one. They've got some old lead acid batteries that don't work anymore, so they wanted to try lithium iron phosphate. So I let them borrow one of my battery banks so they can use for a couple months if they need to, so that they can calculate what they're going to need as far as server rack batteries go in the future. So if they decide to get 1, 2, or 3 server rack batteries, then one of my battery banks will help them figure that out. They don't have a very large solar array, so when it's not sunny out all day long, they don't even get a full charge on it, I don't think. I think they have 9 solar panels right now, but they have 3 in storage, so one of these days we'll get all 12 of those hooked up, and then maybe that'll boost up the voltage enough to charge that battery, or the amps anyways. What else was I working on? We did a lot of stuff with berms. I don't know if I want to. I think I'll just take the side by side. That'll be quicker, rather than walk around and show them to you. Some of them are pretty big, so let's go for a ride. So we are on the southeast corner of the ranch. There's a lot of water that runs through here. You can see the little stream trails right here and over there. I'm gonna grab this plastic bag. I don't know where that came from. I'm guessing it's one of mine from something. So we built a dam there, and then we dug this out. We're gonna flatten this out later. It looks awful. And then we built another one over here. It's about 2 feet tall, so the water can collect in here and then soak into the ground rather than go down the hill and into the neighbor's property and get lost and erode through ours. So we're trying to mitigate the erosion and rehydrating our property. It'll help in the long term with all the plants, the native plants here, especially since we fenced off 10 acres to keep the freezer monsters out. We did a couple of great big ones down here. These are 3 feet tall. So these are pretty deep areas where we can collect the rainwater. So the water runs down the hill from up there down this way. You can see some of the pathways. And then it'll all collect down in here and then soak into the ground rather than go that way and destroy the roads down the hill. So we're not diverting the path of the water, we're stopping it altogether. We have some other ones too, but I think we're going to wrap the video up with that. And hopefully we'll get some more rain in the next couple days. And then I think monsoon season is about to wrap up, and then we can get over to the greenhouse and start pumping the water out of the greenhouse pit, because the sump tank holes that I dug down there filled up with water. And since it's all clay, it doesn't really soak into the ground, so it has to be pumped out, which is no big deal. We can do that. And then we'll get the sump tanks installed, and then we'll start on the concrete footers, and then we can start working on the frame of the building. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, pop those in down below. Give us a thumbs up. Like, subscribe, click the bell notification if you want to get notifications, and try to be good to each other. Some of us aren't here for very long. A little bit of kindness will go a long way. So God bless you all, and peace. Look at this beautiful day. The clouds need to stay away. See if we can get those batteries charged up all the way. I don't think that's going to happen for a while though.